Hey family, we are live, broadcasting live. This is the Conversation Room 101. Make sure it's only adults in the house. I need your mind to be open, prepared, and relaxed. Welcome to our home. Take your shoes off. We got some rules we need to go over. Be kind. No cursing in the chat. If you want to curse, call in. And no shouting out other channels. That's a no-no. We got one other rule. There is no judging our guests. It will not be permitted. Zero tolerance. And if so, you want to do that, guess what? We got security. And we will escort you out. Because over here, hashtag we don't care. We're going to be one big family. We're going to laugh together sometimes. We're going to cry. But we definitely going to pray. I thank the Lord above for everything. I lift him up and give him the glory. But you guys, right now, we're going to get our popcorn. And then we're going to see what's going on. And let me just park my car. And I'll be in there in a minute. I'll see you real soon.
The Copyright Disclaimer Act. The Copyright Disclaimer Act under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news, reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is used permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Like, share, subscribe.
Do you want to know? Well, I've been thinking about you. And I think you'll have to listen. Because the sun is up, it's a beautiful day. My beginning will be as bright as the sun. Come, won't you come along? And it feels so right, it's like luck is raining on me. Go and follow your heart, doesn't matter how far. There is so much love to give, something's telling me this time. Baby, baby, now I know. Baby, baby, gotta go. There is so much love to give, something's telling me it's right.
Neighbors and the
When you
community
came to me,
compelled
who
to
are
scour
you?
the area.
It's you, yeah, boy.
Where does the fault lie on you?
Hey family, come on in, you guys. Hit that like button, share the live. We're going to do a quick live this evening. It is already 4:00 p.m. Central Time. So I wanted to share something with you guys that, I took me a little nap, and for some unknown reason, my goodness, I'm going to tell you guys what I dreamed about. But anyway, let's say hello to Zena. She's in the building. She's saying good afternoon. Freddie Johnson's in the building. All right, Freddie, I've been seeing you lately. Nice to see you, sister. Cynthia Gatewood is in the house. Karen Martin is here. Connie Branch. Lisa Taylor is in the building. And Monique Hall. You guys, I want you to realize and know something, that it is in the middle of May, and so, wow, it's May the 22nd, and we only got 2 months, and then we're going to be in our Christmas in July giveaway. So I want you guys to know that, and we're going to start doing our first 3 in, get free tickets. We still going to do it. We don't know how we're going to do it. We're just going to pray the Lord, but we're going to do it. Already starting to put up for that. So you guys, I want you guys to know. Anyway, I wanted to share something with you. I took me a nap, and for some unknown reason, I kept thinking about Naziah and honey buns. And I kept seeing honey buns in my dream. I don't know why I was seeing honey buns. It doesn't make sense to me to see honey buns. But I woke up and I was like, honey buns, Naziah Harris, honey buns. I don't know. I don't know what it means. It may mean nothing. May mean I was hungry and I was still trying to think about Naziah. But I wanted to share what I was looking at because the last time that we came on and we talked about Naziah Harris, Kenya showed up. She rolled up and I wanted to, she said, that's what I ate a lot of lately, honey buns. I don't know what's going on with these honey buns. I mean, goodness gracious. But something that Kenya was saying, and she keeps saying Naziah was last seen at the Park Crest. And I was like, they didn't say that. They were saying the last time, I mean, they said that he checked in, period. That was the last time Naziah was seen. And I'm like, okay, see, you guys read more into stuff. And Kenya was like, the last time she came on, she was like, oops. That's what Kym Worthy said. Now I'm gonna say this before I'm gonna share this little 8-minute video because I want to have it on record that we have it and that we did look at it together. So I'm gonna say this because normally when the police say something, they may not have enough evidence to show us, or it's been thrown out, or they know something and they just haven't showed it to us yet. But I have not really heard that was the last place she was seen. I just have not heard that. And it just me that I don't know. It's just weird that, his phone pinged there. He did check in. We know that. That's a fact. Hey, Sanja. Hey, Woke the God. We know that. I just, it is so easy to go with the flow. And, and I was thinking, you guys, and I'm just saying this, because I really looked up Kym Worthy today. I looked up a little bit of her background so I could share with you, because sometimes when people say something, maybe they do talk in circles, or maybe they say it in a way that, if you know her, you know what she's saying. So I went back into a lot of things when Kym Worthy has press conferences, how she speak, where she come from, a little bit of background work. And I always like to tell you guys, you just cannot, sometimes you can pick up what people say and sometimes you can't. But I know that's what she's implying for us to believe that she has evidence on that. But I'm just not seeing the evidence other than she's saying it. But anyway, let me tell you a little bit of background about Kym Worthy. I heard good things and I heard bad things about Kym Worthy. Okay. I'm gonna say with just what you guys can look her up yourself. She's a judge. She used to be a judge. She is the prosecutor on this case in that county. She's the head prosecutor. She's a very smart and intelligent woman. I do want to give her all the credit that she has made a good, beautiful difference in Detroit. I believe that her integrity is very, very strong. Let me just say that at the beginning. One thing that I think you guys should know that she doesn't share with, all the time or everything or whatever, but she is a victim herself of RAPE. Okay. So, and I think she said it happened when she went to college. So, knowing a little bit of a person's background helps you to identify if they are a person that supports women that have been a victim, and do they really understand? Because like sometimes when you talk to somebody about a situation you're going through and they're giving you advice, if they've never went through it, their advice is on the outside looking in. And when you're on the outside looking in, sometimes you're not understanding the severity of little things a person say, or things that they're not saying, or how they're saying it, or how they're standing, how they presenting it, what words they're using, when their voice gets high, when their voice gets low, when they put their head down. All of that stuff goes into consideration when a person is speaking. This is why some people are good about foreseeing how a person's going to act or respond to something. And as women, you guys need to always practice trying to identify what is true, what is not true, what is this person really saying, what is this person not saying. And so, because in all these cases, they're not going to tell you all the evidence and information that you want them to tell you. So you got to be able to figure it out what they're saying. Okay. And even though she's not saying that they have a picture of Naziah, or they see her walking into it, and she's implying it, but she's not saying it. But that right there is going, like, I don't even really get it when I look at it. I want you guys to look at it. We're going to look at it together real quick. Like I said, I'm not going to be on here long. You guys, it's going to be 30 minutes or less, and we're already 12 minutes in it. So we're halfway in it. So she said, eat the meat, throw away the bones. All right, all right, all right, all right. So let me see if I can locate this. I guess I'm going to have to share my camera with you guys. Man charged in murder and sexual. Oh, I don't think that's it, but whatever. Let's see. Oh, okay. Yeah, it is it. Let me get it. Let me get it ready. Are you guys ready? Yeah. Let's go.
I have spent decades of my career looking at pictures of murdered people. When I was trying homicide cases for 6 straight years, as an assistant prosecutor, I would spend hours thinking about the victim whose case I was getting ready to try, wondering how they spent their last weeks, their last days, their last hours, and their last minutes of their lives. What were they thinking about? Did they know that the end was near? And if it was someone they knew, what must they have been thinking as they were shot, stabbed, or whatever? I can't imagine the thought that goes through minds. Always 1,000 times worse. The picture behind me is of Zanaya, and that will always be haunting because it was taken just a short time before the evidence shows that she was never seen or heard from again. It was taken by Naziah herself, a selfie. That's the last known picture that we know about of her. And it was pointed out to me by one of the detectives on this case and by one of the prosecutors. She is smiling, waving, saying hello. But little did she know that she was really saying goodbye. We will provide to you later a very skeleton timeline of the time right before her death, before and after. Of course, the detail would be provided in court. The evidence shows overwhelmingly in this case that she is in fact deceased. The last time she was seen alive was January the 9th of this year, 2024. almost 9 months ago. Her missing status was reported to the Detroit Public School Police Department by her grandmother on that very day when she never returned home from school. And again, that was January the 9th of 2024. In early February of 2024, the case was turned over to the Detroit Police Department. Frankly, that should have happened right away, but they began investigating immediately. The evidence would further show that through text messages that we know and that we have, Zanaya and this defendant were going to meet after school on January the 9th. We know that she did indeed meet up with the defendant that we're charging in this case. We also know that several people close to Mr. Butts, who we were charging later, saw them together in several different locations, people that he knew well. We have evidence that at 9:30 p.m. on that day, that Mr. Butts checked into a motel and that Zanaya was never seen or heard from again. Not from her family, not from her schoolmates, not from her friends, not from social media where she was extremely active with her friends, not from teachers, no one. We know that she had no medical conditions that would cause a life-threatening medical emergency to her. And he, again, was the last person that saw her alive. She would have turned 14 years old just 10 days ago on September the 16th of 2024. And again, no one has seen or heard from her. You look at that face and you do not see the horrors that she had gone through in her short life. The exploitation, the molestations, the sexual abuse, and the pregnancy that she was concealing. The evidence will show that from one of her text messages to and with Jarvis Butts. And we also know, the evidence will show, that there's no evidence of anyone else being the father of that child other than the defendant himself, who we charge today. And he knew she was pregnant. We know that he was also searching for ways to abort the baby. We know that sexually explicit photos were requested by him of her and that she complied and sent them to her. All at the hands, we allege, the man we are charging with her death and also her long-term sexual abuse. In our warrant review process that Matt and Tina and others put together, excellent work on that. Video of 111 gigabytes, witnesses and witness statements, body-worn camera, and let me not forget, it was Tina and Matt's memo, but the work of the Detroit Police Department. Anyway, we reviewed 111 gigabytes of video, witnesses and witness statements, body-worn camera footage, surveillance video, police reports, documents, 19 gigabytes, medical records, search warrant returns, phone extractions, which came to 506 gigabytes. Today, we are charging Jarvis Butts with one count of first-degree premeditated murder, one count of criminal sexual conduct in the second degree, and one count of child sexually abusive material. Today, we are also charging Mr. Butts with more counts of criminal sexual conduct on two more girls, yes, girls, on two other separate cases. The girls in question now are 20 and 11 respectively today, but both were under the age of 13 years old at the time the offenses occurred that we're charging. We are charging that one victim who is now 20 years old, that from April of 2012 to April of 2014, is alleged that defendant Buck sexually assaulted the victim at a residence in Detroit. Further facts and evidence on that matter will be placed on the record at the preliminary examination. In that case, we charge Mr. Butts with criminal sexual conduct, one count in the first degree, person under 13, defendant 17 or older. In that case, we are also charging Mr. Butts with 3 counts of criminal sexual conduct in the second degree, person under 13, defendant 17 years or older. In the second criminal sexual conduct case, well, I guess the third that we're charging today, we are alleging that the victim, who is now 13 years old, that from July 2015 through July 2017, we're alleging that he sexually assaulted residents in Detroit, and again, further facts and evidence will be developed at the preliminary examination. Defendant Butts have been charged with, in that case, 1 count of criminal sexual conduct in the second degree. Child under the age of 13, Mr. Butts over the age of 17. Based on all the evidence that I've laid out now and much more that will be shown later in court, based on all these cases we will present in court, Mr. Butts targeted and befriended women who had to have sexual relationships with their young daughters. He would have relationships with their mothers, but his true desire was to have sex with their young daughters. That's what the evidence will show. He was a classic and expert groomer and pedophile. It's incredibly sad incredibly unspeakable, and we want to bring justice to her and her family. I have to take this moment to say something to you. And this is not directed at all at Naziah's family, who by all accounts had many in her family that truly loved her. This is directed to everyone else listening to me now. We must be very careful who we let into our hearts and our homes and our lives, especially if you have children. We must be very careful who we have around our children and elders respectively. We must also be very careful who we leave our children with, even if they are in a relationship partners, family, and friend. I'll say that again. Even if they are relationship partners, families, or friends. Life can be hard enough at times, but when it comes to our children, we must be deliberative, we must be diligent, and laser focused on their safety. And sometimes we must make decisions about them and their lives that we may not like and that they may not like, but it's for the betterment of them and their safety and their future. When something doesn't feel right, even if it's just that voice in your head, it usually isn't right. And sometimes when we are attentive and we do everything right by our children, things can still happen and still go very wrong despite our best efforts. This can happen to good watchers of children. But we must always ask ourselves at the end of each and every day, was I right by each member of my household in terms of their safety? Did I do right by my children? Now, of course, Mr. Butts is presumed innocent unless and until he's found guilty on each and every crime and count that we have charged today. We have been told this morning that the arraignment will be tomorrow, we think at 10:30 a.m. in the morning, but we don't have confirmation of that yet. But the arraignment, we are told, will happen tomorrow morning. Frankly, that should have happened right away, but they began investigating immediately. The evidence would further show that through text messages that we know and that we have, Zanaya and this defendant were going to meet after school on January the 9th. We know that she did indeed meet up with the defendant that we're charging in this case. We also know that several people close to Mr. Butts, who we were charging later, saw them together in several different locations, people that he knew well. We have evidence that at 9:30 p.m. on that day, that Mr. Butts checked into a motel and the Zanaya was never seen or heard from again.
Okay. You guys, I wanted to go back over that a little bit because, like I said, there's a couple of things that she said that is ringing, and it has been ringing in my head for a while. She said that they're going to be charging some people that was with Mr. Butts and seen the child. Why would the only people we know that when they did their testimony that was with Mr. Butts is King, Jarvis's sister, Tawana, and the girl from Islani. That's the only three people that has seen. She said that. You guys, she said that they're going to be charging other people that seen this girl, Naziah. I'm gonna take it back up. I'm gonna take it back again.
In early February of 2024, the case was turned over to the Detroit Police Department. Frankly, that should have happened right away, but they began investigating immediately. The evidence would further show that through text messages that we know and that we have, Zanaya and this defendant were going to meet after school on January the 9th. We know that she did indeed meet up with the defendant that we're charging in this case. We also know that several people close to Mr. Butts, who we were charging later, saw them together in several different locations, people that he knew well.
That is exactly, yes, Annie, that is exactly what she said. Other people they're going to be charging. See, and it has to be out of the three. Now, the Italy Annie woman, is she lying? Is she the one that's lying, saying that Naziah came there and sat by the TV that held this red cabinet that held that the TV set on, and we know that her house is set up like that, so she didn't lie about the TV and the red cabinet. But did she see Naziah? Because something ain't white about this milk. Maybe they have Shannon on video that bigot. Oh, maybe so. Yes, as far as I know, King is still in custody. Or is they're saying, see, because all of this moving around after 9 o'clock seems like but can you consider all the moving around? Because here's something that is just does not make sense to me. And I'm just saying this. I can't explain it, but when Tawana said that she came there, she was there at the shop, she parked parallel to the street. That would be blocking both bays. And Jarvis' car was parked in front of her car, but she never seen Naziah. She just seen this little girl get in the car and get out the car, in the car. But her car is a car. Jarvis' car is an Escalade truck. So this girl's getting in the car, out the car, in the car, out the car. And she didn't see her face, but she just seen the image. And the girl kept going to the store or the service station that's behind her. So she always have to go past her car to go to this service station, past her car to go to the service station. I'm going to tell you guys something. Sometimes I be saying, hey, we need to give this person this, that, and the other because because they came out and they said what they said. They didn't have to. And Kenya, you can like her or not like her, but eventually they would have called it. See, people don't know what another person done said. So Tawana said that she made these calls. She talked to the mother of one of his kids, and then she called Shannon. And then after she called Shannon, she then asked for Detective Shannon Jones' number. And after she got Shannon Jones' number, she called Shannon Jones and said, hey, I think I was there that day. I'm not for sure. And she was like, can I come in? And she was like, yeah. She went on in. They got her phone. She inserted herself in the situation and she didn't have to. And you go and wondering like, why? Because you really can't tell us nothing but other than you were there, or they're going to find out you were there, or somebody's going to place you there or whatever. It sounds good if a person just comes out beat. And this is what I tell people at work. Don't have me going searching, looking for where you at. Tell me where you going, and she will work it out. Because if I know where you at, then or where you been or whatever. And what I'm saying is, you sometimes have to beat the horse and beat the cart. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know the cart doesn't come before the horse, but sometimes you've got to beat that horse and beat a cart and make it down the hill before the horse do. Because if they tell their side before you tell your side, it really looks bad. I don't know. But could it be Tawana? And see, um, I believe I believe her. I believe her testimony. I really do. But we question everybody. You know what I'm saying? We question everybody. And we give nobody the, exempt from going, okay, so you were there for 2.5 hours for him to look at your car, and I'm thinking to myself, but you're getting your brother in a lot of trouble. Well, right after she talked to Shannon Jones, she went back to the shop and she talked to King. And she told King, I didn't see no other little girl, usually, my nieces, than that one girl that day. And King said that was Naziah. Okay? King said that was Naziah. That is allegedly how that happened. Sometimes when you hear stuff, it's hard to separate what you've heard to now your own mind thinking. She said in the testimony that she one time asked King, can she use the bathroom? And King told her allegedly to go to the service station, and she was behind Naziah and went into the service station. And I'm gonna tell you guys, I go over the testimonies and I think about what is said, and could Naziah been going to the service station because she was getting sick? She was already sick at school, or could it be the sister was there to make sure she didn't run or she was okay, to help make sure she drink what she drink? I don't know, I don't know. I don't believe. You can believe what you want to believe. But, and then, King coming out with this full story that, because she said she moved a car once, and that's because somebody had to get in. But she never said nothing about the truck being out of gas and they're pushing his truck to the gas station. She never said nothing about that. And King never said anything about Tawana being there at the filling station. And I know they just can't blurt out, but they were blurting out stuff that was, I guess, was important to them or whatever. Hey, this is SP. What's going on? Yeah. Right. All righty. Thank you. Bye-bye. Well, that was Miss Freddie in the dark. It's just, This is crazy to me. And yeah, if you see something, say something. We always say that, and then we do look at the person that said something like, okay. But Kym Worthy said there was, but it sounded like she wasn't talking about Tawana. Let me spit this out. Oh my goodness. I needed to do that a long time ago. But I'm sorry, you guys. Forgive me for that. But it doesn't sound like she's talking about Tawana. But you guys, I did go back over the video of when Tawana was doing her testimony, and she mouthed the words to Jarvis. I seen it. I need to probably show it to you guys, but I seen it, and she said, "I love you." She said, "I love you." So could Jarvis be protecting his sister because she's involved? I don't know. I don't believe. I mean, it's a possibility because she was there. And yeah, I didn't get her involved. He got her involved. So don't nobody come for me. I'm just saying, But I didn't hear Kym Worthy say that they've got video of her going into the Park Crest. I've got her saying that he did sign in to the Park Crest, and that's about it. Anyway, you guys, it's just weird. It's weird that she say that other people that was there, and I'm thinking I truly do believe what I'm not saying that it's right, and I don't want to change nobody's opinion or anything, but I feel like I just question everybody. I do. Even though I believe what Tawana is saying, I still question everybody. You guys know they were doing when they check somebody into the jail, they look at the tattoos and any markings that's on the body. When they had checked Jarvis into jail, he had a bullet hole in his left leg. Did y'all hear me? Okay, put it in the chat. Bullet hole. He had a bullet hole in his left leg. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, okay. I was going to share something with you guys. And I know that this person, yeah, he had a bullet hole in his left leg. And I'm like, this man's been shot before, and he still was out doing some stuff, He's got kids by older women. He got kids all over the place. Just reckless with his ping pong, Just reckless. Just don't care. Ain't gonna take care of nothing. Just I don't know what he was doing. I don't know. I have no clue why he couldn't get satisfied with the woman that he had at home. But they got other kids coming up saying, hey, me too, me too. You guys, I don't know if I should share this or not. I think I'm going to share it on another day. I don't want to make this live long at all. But just let me find out this person is kin to them. And I'm just trying to find out who this person is before I tell you what I have found. And, I don't know if it's their cousin. I don't know if it's a sister. Mr. Annie or whatever, but I believe that, you know, that it could be stop, Diesel. Diesel said, Mama, let me out. Anyway, you guys, you know, I just didn't want to come on and put that out there, but I mean, it is out there. Kym Worthy is the one that said, hey, we're going to be charging other people. Now, when they say stuff like that, I believe they're going to charge other people. I believe that some of the testimony that exactly behave, Diesel. Some of the testimony is not adding up, and they know it's not adding up. Even though people come in and they say, hey, you know, we drove to Islani, she sat by the TV and she didn't say anything. They came when it was daylight. They left when it was daylight. We were talking about the invoice and this, that, and the other. Because Talacia Moore, the woman in Islani, she didn't say nothing about her going to the ATM. But King said she went to the, see what I'm saying? King said she went to the ATM. She didn't say nothing about she went to the ATM, got money. She did say she called the next day, and because they were still short $70, and that's why she called King the next day or something. So I'm telling you guys, so we can take, you know, their testimony and be sitting there, be like, yeah. But I can't believe that this young lady, being 12, 13 years of age, in the car, not saying nothing. They asked King, what did she say when she get in the car? She said, hey. So everybody said, hey. And y'all just kept going, doing business. You didn't say, hey, where are you going? Let me take you home, or what's going on, or anything. It's just, hey. Of course it was hey, because you were looking for her. So that's a lie. I'm telling you guys, people can like King all they want. I don't think King's story is adding up. Now, Tawana's story, you know, she did go to the department. She, you know, voluntarily gave them her phone. They looked it up and said, yep, you were there. And she was like, yep, I said, okay, what did you see? Well, I seen a little girl, but I didn't really look at her, but she had this. Isn't it weird? Everybody saying they never really paid attention to the little girl. She just had this colorful jacket on. This colorful jacket. And they using the same words. The colorful jacket. She had this colorful jacket on. None of them said she had a black hoodie. Yeah, kids like to talk. And he continued to work from 4 until 6:38 when they got on the road to Islani. So he picks her up at 4, didn't really talk to her, didn't interact with her in the car. Hey, and she just jumping in and out the car, in and out the car, in and out the car, in and out the car. Okay, you know, of course, I knew my husband would do that. It never fails. But anyway, in and out, in and out. That's crazy. In and out the car, but never saying nothing. And then when they were supposed to go to Islani and come back, that's when, you know, they get back, they do the money. Okay, you get your half, I get my half. Okay, now I need to go by the house. Now I need to go by my other girlfriend's house. Oh, my baby mama house. And we need to switch cars. Now I need to go get a room. Now I need to call Shannon, Nay, and 3, 4 other people. He was moving when they was at the shop. We just don't know about it. We just don't know about it. That shop got a lot of if walls had, ears and microphones, we would know. But it's crazy. But he was moving when they went to Islay. And there's a reason why they went to Clinton Township, because they never said nothing about his phone pinging on that day or the other days in that area. But evidently his phone had pinged in Clinton Township also. Man, I'm telling you. Okay, you guys, I know we're going to get off here. I told you it wasn't going to be long. I'm not going to make it long. I just wanted to go over that with you guys and let you guys know, Kym Worthy did say that there's going to be other people. I want to hear her say it one more time. She said there's going to be other people that they're going to be looking at as far as
the case was turned over to the Detroit Police Department. Frankly, that should have happened right away. But they began investigating immediately. The evidence would further show that through text messages that we know and that we have, Zanaya and this defendant were going to meet after school on January the 9th. We know that she did indeed meet up with the defendant that we're charging in this case. We also know that several people close to Mr. Butts, who we were charging later, saw them together in several different locations, people that he knew well. We have evidence that at 9:30 p.m. on that day, that Mr. Butts checked into a motel and the Zanaya.
She said, okay, you guys, she said that Jarvis knew well. So that's, hey, we're gonna have this conversation tomorrow. We're gonna get off of here, you guys. Just some food for thought. I want you guys to think about it. Really think about it. I think she's talking about King. For some reason, I just believe she's talking about King. And that's where I'm going to stand on that. All right, you guys, be good, be great. We'll talk and be nice to each other. Bye.